So let's go back to the ego. Someone says, can you talk about how praying works? Praying is the same thing, people. I'm going to tell you a story. Okay? This is my personal story. And this is how, you know, you get the aha moment. When it came to prayer, it was the aha moment for me. So I remember when I used to go to church, and I would always pray, right? And I'd pray to like God, where they tell me to pray to God. And I'm like, okay, thank you, Father. And I'm like, in the name of Jesus Christ, let it be done, right? And then when I would do that prayer, right? Because I believed, now here's the thing, because I believed it was done. My prayer would, what you call, got answered. So I thought it was like this God or like Jesus Christ, they said it was, right? So like, oh, okay, this stuff is real. But I one thing I noticed, I was like, okay, Mark, when you pray, what did you notice was different? When I prayed, because I believed that it was in someone else's hands, it took off all the resistance from me. That's how prayers get answered, people. It's not because there's someone in the sky. It's because you release the resistance. You believe there's someone in the sky. So when I understood that concept, I said, okay, let me try something. I said, what if I just, instead of praying like that, why don't I just talk to myself and tell myself to fix the problem? Because what's happening, it looks like I'm speaking to my own self. Because when I let it go, the feeling I have is a belief in myself, and I created less resistance. So I did the same thing. I started saying, all right, listen, let's work this out. Here's what I want you to do. That's it. I didn't say in the name of this, God. I just said, this is what I want you to do. And I felt so much less resistance. And guess what? My prayers are answered too. I'm like, what the hell? I was like, yo, so this is what they do. This is how the church trick you. All along, I had the power, man. It was me that I was praying to. I was praying to the consciousness, the universe that's a part of me. Because, listen, the way prayers get answered, people, is the release of the resistance. Think about it. When you pray, you put your trust because you feel that there's someone else going to help you, and you believe it, so you let all the resistance go. When you let the resistance go, is your subconscious mind that sees the way now and says, okay, we're free, let me answer your prayer. And then they tell you it's someone else. But all along, you were praying to your entire being. That's how it works. All right, let me go back to the ego, because you got to get this. So I just told you, I said, your own mind, your own ego knows that you are not the mind. Your own ego knows you are supposed to be the boss of it. But yet, your own ego keeps putting you and tricking you to make you believe you are the mind. So why would it do that to me? Let's see if anyone can get this one. Why would my own mind that knows it's a tool, but it's trying to be the boss, why doesn't it let me know that, hey bro, or hey guy, I just want to tell you that you have so much power that you don't even know, that you can create anything and get anything you desire, but I'm not going to tell you that, because why would your own mind do that? Let's see some answers here. Someone says it perfectly. Who we got here? Kerry Washington 4. That's correct, Kerry. Your mind does that because it doesn't like the change. Your mind does that because it feels you're going to leave it alone and it's going to die. It's just like if you have a lover or your girlfriend or boyfriend and you're breaking up and something happened, you don't want to break up because you're going to feel like, oh my God, I'm going to miss you. That's what your mind does to you. That's why your mind doesn't tell you that, because your mind feels you're going to leave it alone and you're never going to come back to it. So remember, the mind is all about survival. It's a desperate mind. So your mind says, I'm never going to tell him that he's a true power. I'm just going to keep playing him. If he finds out, he finds out. But I like the control. That's why your mind does that. Your mind fears it's going to die. It's going to say, oh, if he finds out he's his true power, my goodness, where am I going to go now? I don't have any power now. Because your mind loves to be powerful. It loves to control. It loves to get its ego stroked. If you look at human beings, guys, that's what we are. People love to talk about themselves. You love it when someone compliments you, tell you the stuff. We're just human. Your mind feeds off of that. Egotistic stuff. A lot of egotistical stuff out there, people. Why do you think governments are always in power? Because they love the power. They love control. Your mind does the same thing to you. It doesn't want to give up the control. It's like, man, I love this game right here. Why should I go tell him that he's the boss, so I can go back and live in this little corner and I can't say nothing to him anymore? Nah, I'm gonna ride it out. If he finds out, he finds out. If not, it's no problem. And then your mind says, I can help him anyway because I can reason and I can rationalize. That's what your mind says. It says, I'm smart. I can think for him. I can show him stuff. But what your mind won't tell you, though, this is the thing what your mind won't tell you. Your mind won't tell you that, hey, I can help you get some of your things. It's not going to tell you that. Your mind won't tell you that, hey, I am very limited in manifesting. It won't tell you that. It won't say, hey, I could only get you 10% of what you truly want. Your mind won't tell you this either. Your mind won't say, hey, when I can't figure it out, I'm going to make you feel stupid. I'm going to make you feel like hurt. I'm going to make you feel like it's your fault. It's not going to tell you that either. So whenever you find like resistance, whenever you find you can't manifest something, or you can't, it's your mind can't figure it out, and your mind throws it on you to make you feel bad. Your mind will say, hey man, you know what, I can't figure this out, but I'm not going to let him know that. I'm just going to go to the subconscious and make him feel some type of way to make him believe that it's his fault and not me. Because your conscious mind, remember now, it knows about it's aware of the subconscious, but it's not aware of the higher being, so to speak. It's not aware that you have this omnipotent part of you that's connected. It's aware that it's aware that there's something going on that can give emotions to you through the subconscious, and it can change. It knows that, but it has no higher understanding of this higher self being. Because what happens is when your higher self comes in, your mind will throw it off as like coincidence or chatter because it doesn't know about that dimension. Your mind can't see the impossible because it's so limited. See? Okay.